Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're looking at the Game Week 17 review and the Game Week 18 preview. As per usual, check out the Twitter, Captain FPL 1. I just want to say, because I get lots of comments on YouTube videos, so this is great, obviously. Like, I love replying to you guys, but the notifications usually come in a lot slower because I might be signed out of the account or something. So if you follow me on Twitter and tweet me, I will literally reply to that within minutes, like quickly. I felt really bad because one of the guys down in the comments, he commented about which players to play, and I didn't see it until after the deadline because I've just been coming back from university for Christmas. Fortunately, with the players that I recommended, he did do, and he got the big De Bruyne haul, so thank God for that. But yeah, please make sure to follow me on Twitter because that is the place where I can really reply and get to detail as well. So just clear that up for the future, of course. As you can see, Button and Ward, the Palace and Brighton are still playing tonight, but I need to put the video out today as I won't have any time tomorrow to be able to do it. So let's have a look at the team. Pope, I kept the faith with Pope. He'd been poor the past 3 weeks, had a couple of hard fixtures, but he returned the clean sheet. Very happy with him. Against a Newcastle side that had been in good form, but were appalling against Burnley. 1-0 with Burnley, Pope 6 points. Happy days. I think I'll keep him for next game week, and then if I have the luxury transfer, I'll move him out because Burnley's fixtures really do harden up quite quickly. Sergio Aurier 2 points against Wolves. I wasn't expecting a clean sheet, to be honest. I did think that Tottenham would concede, and the way it went, it could have been a lot more goals if Wolves were A, more clinical, and B, Gazaniga didn't make so many saves. So Aurier still getting forward as well. So got to hold on to him. Stianchu 3 points. Sadly lost a clean sheet to Norwich. I thought they were going to keep it, but they didn't. But you got a bonus points. It just shows Sianchu has got good value in getting those bonus points when none of the attacking players score. So one to keep. Lord Lundstrom 11 points. He'd been blanking for about, I think, like 6 game weeks, but he returned an assist and a clean sheet with 2 bonus points. So happy days. Very glad that kept the faith with him. The midfield, De Bruyne got a monster haul of 19. I did say in the last video that this would be his last chance. Against an Arsenal defence that is really poor, and he delivered. Didn't see him scoring that many though, so it just shows his value. He's essential. I think playing on the right wing really pushed him forward. We saw a lot of Sterling, Jesus and De Bruyne were really mixing their positions up, and I found it very interesting to watch. So potentially he can hold down that role for next game week. City have Oxford in the League Cup, so De Bruyne should get a rest hopefully. Mane, 6 points, got an assist, should have had a goal as well, which was ruled out, frustratingly. But, you know what, it's VAR, got to go with these things. So, a good return for Mane as well. Vardy, obviously the captain. Mane would have been the better haul, but only by minor margins, so that's okay. I can move on from that. Son, Pulisic and Maddison and Abraham all blanked. Some expecting it, Wolves are solid. But Abraham and Pulisic, Chelsea have just been appalling at the moment. Form-wise, have not been on it. Abraham gets in good positions, but he's not finishing. Pulisic, again, he's blanked every 2 weeks I've had him now. He started with his stats looking really good, but I mean, last game was a shocker. I think he had one big chance, which got saved by the keeper, but in general, was just absolutely appalling by Chelsea. And I think they're on the edge of things. Maddison was a difficult one for Leicester. He did create a lot and actually had the goal gone for Vardy. He got given a cruel own goal, and Maddison would have had the assist, so it was an unlucky one. But nevertheless, he still plays a great player, and I'm happy to keep him. So, as of before the Brighton Palace game, 66 points is what that's the maximum obviously I can get, which is a good return, bearing in mind that the average was 51. So we're up to 938 points and a rank of 666,000. Obviously, I think if Palace get a clean sheet, then I will definitely be losing rank a little bit, but it should be a green arrow overall. So we're moving in the right direction, which is good. Obviously, Gameweek 18 is the blank game at Liverpool and West Ham, so let's have a look at the transfers and what I'm planning. I've got 2 free transfers to use. So I've already done these 3 transfers already. Abraham, Pulisic, both going out after Chelsea's appalling run at the moment. Abraham, the only time he's returned in the last couple of weeks, he's been on my bench, and Pulisic hasn't returned at all. So it's reasonable. I gave him a good amount of time, especially with Pulisic, to return, and he hasn't. I've allowed him the game time, but he hasn't returned. Abraham has been a good option for me, but I think I jumped him at the wrong time. He hasn't really returned many points. He's got like maybe 2 or 3 goals and 1 assist for me, so it's not great. Looking at some of the other options that have been performing the past couple of weeks. So Jimenez is coming for Abraham, been a very consistent performer, not only getting goals but also getting assists. So he's an all-round great player to have. I think Wolves, they can't afford to drop him. They really can't. I think they'll try and rest him in other tournaments as much as possible. But I think this Christmas period, he's their prime player. He may get rotated in one game, but hopefully my bench will come in clutch for that. And Richarlison, haven't had an Everton player since game week 9. So Richarlison's coming in. He did score 3 in the last 4. But with Duncan Ferguson at the helm now, he looks better. Against United, he did blank. People have been saying to me that, yes, he didn't score in that game, but against Arsenal at home, if Arsenal still have Lundberg, I think that Richarlison could have a field day. He's great at home. And Everton in general, great at home. So I think that could be a really good result. As a punt, but I need to have a punt. I'm trying to close down my ranks. So that's the punt I've gone for with Richarlison. It's about 7.6% owned at the moment. He is 1 yellow card away from a ban. But he only has to last 2 more game weeks, and then he should be all right. And I feel that he hopefully shouldn't do it. And if so, again, the bench should come in clutch. So with that being said, look at the team for game week 18. So the big issue we have to address, obviously, Mane. He's on the bench. He's got a blank game week. Liverpool, they have the Club World Cup, so they're not going to be playing this game week. But it's fine. I've got enough players that will be able to field a strong 11 to play. So we start with Pope in goal, Bournemouth away. Bournemouth will be buoyant after the win against Chelsea last time out, so I'm not expecting a Burnley clean sheet. Although Bournemouth at the same time do struggle to score goals, so this might be a 0-0. We don't know. Fingers crossed for that. Aurier and Son with Chelsea at home. Not an easy fixture on paper, you would think, but Chelsea's form does not show us that. I think that, especially at home, Spurs could be deadly. As you see, the captaincy is on Son at the moment because there's no obvious options this week. It's going to be, I think, a big differential game week in terms of picking captaincy and players. So Son has it at the moment, and I think Aurier again can get forward from right back and really challenge that Chelsea defence. If Tomori's still out as well, could be a big problem. Rudiger has come in with Zuma, and Christensen been rotating, so they've been looking all right. But Tomori has been obviously always in the team for Chelsea this season, so I think they need that consistency again. Lundstrom, Brighton away, with Mousse as well. Mousse dropping off the radar a little bit. Has minutes been managed? So hopefully he can get some points returns this week, but he hasn't really lived up to it. As soon as I've got him in, he's just blanked. But with Brighton, maybe he can get on the score sheet. But Lundstrom has been excellent. Matt Target, Southampton at home. Southampton lost last time out. So did Villa. So it's going to be quite a tricky game, I think, for both sides. But Target, despite the fact he's registered 2 yellow cards in his last 2 performances, recording 0 and -1. He's been on my bench, which is fine, but maybe this game he can prove that attacking potential and get some more crosses in. He's on free kicks as well and on some corners, so it's looking positive with Matt Target, and I'm glad I've got him as a differential, 1.1%, why not? Maddison, City away, and Vardy City away. Again, hard to call with this one. Like City have now got their mojo back after the Arsenal win, so this could be a very interesting game. And the same with De Bruyne. I'm obviously going to keep it in because it's De Bruyne. But I think there will be goals, hence why Sionchu's on the bench, but who will score them? I don't know. It's really tricky to tell. I feel like set pieces might be where Leicester could do well. Soyuncu is not usually the target, it's usually Evans, so that's why I benched him, but I feel that City will score though. Richarlison, Arsenal at home, the new guy, he's coming. I think he can get a good goal against them, hopefully. He's been good scoring record at home, so see if it will happen. And Jimenez, Norwich away. Again, a strong option for captaincy, in my opinion, but I've gone with Son purely because it's the home fixture and Chelsea's defence is poor. Norwich have been surprisingly sturdy in the past couple of weeks, in my opinion. I think they've kind of upped their game to really push out of the relegation zone. So for Wolves, it might not be a straightforward game, but hopefully Jimenez can get a return. He's been consistent, so got to hopefully stick with that consistency. So that is the team. And it's also worth mentioning, I think I'm through the next round of the cup, unless my opponent has an absolute worldie this evening. I think he's got like 23 points. Inactive player, so it's going to happen. So through to the next round of the cup as well, got to mention that. But make sure you get your team sorted on Saturday. I'll post the final team, obviously, before deadline. And I'll catch you in the next video.